Hi there. I'm Richard Conley. I am the Program Director Emeritus for Camp Body and the Virtual Summer Camp Program. What I wanted to do is to show you how to whip the ends of a rope using the traditional method here. So I have my cameraman, Mr. David Wiebe over here, who is going to help us out with this. So when you have laid rope like this, it will come unraveled if you don't do something to secure the end of it. And so the process that we use is whipping the end of the rope. Now, what I do is I have some whipping cord that's actually waxed shoemaker's thread, and it's very strong, and the waxing on it really helps it to stay in place. Now, what I want to do is take the end of this piece of cord. This is about 12 to 16 inches long, and I want to just clamp it down on the rope with my thumb, and then I make a bite. That's a U-turn in the thread there, and I pinch it off with my thumb again here like that, just to kind of keep it in place. Now, if you go around one time and head towards your thumb, you go around it once and twice, and then you tighten it up and pull it real tight. And then you want to be very neat. You want to make concentric circles. Actually, it's a spiral, like a spiral staircase. And every time you go around, you pull it tight. And you want to get that whipping cord to make these spirals so that you have at least the diameter of the rope or more at the end over here. You also want to have enough relief here so that it won't pop off the end when you get done with it. Okay, now I'm getting close to the end as I go round and round on this. So the next thing I want to do is to put it through this loop right here, this bite, B-I-G-H-T. And then I'll pull this end, and when I do, that bite gets snugged up against the turns that I made on that. And if you look, it's kind of hard to see, but as you pull this end, you're actually pulling the bite underneath those coils. And you have to be careful not to pull it too far or it'll come all the way out. But once you get it in here, about halfway, then you're home free. Now, what I like to do is to unlay the rope so I can see the three strands there. And then I'm going to take this end here and pass it underneath one of the strands and pull it snug up. And then I'll go over the next one and under the third one, like that. And so that really just binds it into the lay of the rope, and that means it's not going to pop off when you're starting to work on the end of the rope over here. Now, at this point, I like to go ahead and just tie a square knot, and left over right, right over left, whatever, and snug it up. I dropped it out of sight here. I'm sorry, David. And then finish it off. And once you've done that, it should be secure. One of the other things I like to do is just to take the end and stop it on something like that to fray it out like that a little bit, and it just seems to work pretty good. Now, you don't have to work it into the lay of the rope. You can just simply cut off the ends and it will hold quite well for a long time. But I'll go in here and snip this off with my handy dandy scout knife, and I'll close my knife up safely, set it down. So there is your traditional whipping of the rope, end of the rope. Now, you can also use synthetic rope that is laid rope. It may be made of nylon or Dacron or some other material like that, but it needs to be whipped too because it is laid rope. or twisted rope. And on those cases, though, when you've got an end like this, you want to, and it's synthetic rope, you want to unravel it a little bit and then melt or fuse the ends of the rope so they don't come undone. Then whip it. Okay, now I've got another method here. Let me cut another piece of whipping cord. Got that length. All right, so I'm going to do the West Country method of whipping the end of the rope. And it's pretty unique. It works quite well, honestly. And what I want to point out is that you take your whipping cord and you find the center of it. And then you take the end of the rope, maybe about an inch down from the end. And you just simply tie an overhand knot. Okay. There we go. Once you get started, it's easier. So tighten it up. And then go to the other side and do the same thing. Tie an overhand knot. Okay. And when you do that, you want to work it so that these knots are close together. Neatness counts, guys. All right, so I got one piece there. I'll flip it over and I'll tie another one, and I'll just keep repeating the process until I have gotten to within about 1/4 of an inch of the end of the rope here. Now, here again, you could probably get away with just doing it on one side rather than flipping it over and everything. But if you do it consistently the same way, right over left, and then pull it tight, it looks very decorative. Right over left, and pull it tight. So very simple and very effective method. Now this thing ought to be just feel like concrete by the time you finish tying off all these knots, because you're pulling them tight. If you don't pull them tight, it will pop off. Another thing you could have done was to have worked it into the lay of the rope when you started it, and that would help prevent it from doing that. Okay, so I'll just keep doing this and till we get done with the end of it. And when you finish it off, and I am going to do only a couple more of these just for demo purposes. All right, one more, and finish it off with a square knot. All right, so right over left, and then left over right, and that should give us a square knot. And it does. So there you go. That's your West Country. You can just snip off the ends here with a pair of scissors or with your handy dandy Boy Scout knife. I'm sorry, now it's Scout knife, because we got girls in the program, yay. All right, there it is, West Country. Ta-da, thank you.